So, and I'm really happy to welcome Arunas, Bizokas, and Katusha Demidova.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
We are very pleased to be here. Actually, both of us, we saw this lecture so many times on video. And actually, I just spoke to Wolfgang so many times, and now we get a chance to lecture here as well, which is an honor and also a responsibility, because we do want to do it well so that you can all learn something and hopefully find the information that we're going to give useful. So, first of all, we'd like to dance one piece of choreography that we're going to teach you today. So, can we have music first? Thank you. So, first of all, I'd like Katusha.
Me?
Yes. To tell what she thinks
Of your dancing?
of what is most important for lady when she takes a hold with me.
Wow.
Okay. So first of all, let's take a hold. Okay.
So, the first thing I think about, the most important thing, I have to connect my own center to myself and my arms to me. So before I go and looking for Arunas and trying to please him or do anything in this sort of manner, I have to connect myself first. So when I come in, my own center is very important. So my arms always trying to stay in front of me. So this is a good indication that I'm in the right place. So if I come in, let's say, wrong, then my elbows would go backwards, and then the Arunas will not get a good frame.
Again. Okay. Now, so we started from few points from the lady's point of view about the hold, because we think it is very important before we start moving to get balanced hold that would enable us to move most efficiently. And of course, as having the style that is required for every dance. And like in this case, we have waltz, so we have to fit the style to make it beautiful. Most importantly, to feel reasonably comfortable and to be able to move our best in that hold. So Katusha just mentioned that she's very aware of the space that she is creating. So when she comes to me, she's not only giving the body, she brings the arms forward and she creates her own space. So spatial awareness is one of the most important things when we take hold. So the lady, same as me, should be aware of it. Okay, so have a look the way Katusha is bringing her arms towards me. Still balanced. It doesn't mean that spatial awareness is the further you are from each other, the better it is. We have to be balanced. So if the lady just pulls her head further away, it may not be very good if she moves her head so far that she is not able to support herself on her own feet. But the very important point is that the lady is giving arms forward towards me. So both me and the lady, we meet and we have energy and tone in the arms, and we give that space and energy to each other.
Also, it's very important that when we do it, we don't actually push each other off the feet. So the arms are very balanced between us and between our bodies. So it's not that there's actually no pressure inside of the frame, but if, let's say, something happens, I also will not take my arm back. So my arms are connected to my back and to Arunas, but we're not actually pushing each other to try to maintain them.
When we say beautiful, I think we have in mind all the things that are accepted as being beautiful and positive in life in general, not only in dancing. So having good posture means that I feel my back is long, I'm open, shoulders are not dropped, they're open, the head is presented. So all these values, what I would say, are valuable here in dancing. So I think of my body being presented in the most beautiful way. I'm positive. I think I'm long and beautiful. And same as the lady. And as I mentioned, we feel balanced, so we can be flexible and active. Okay, so that is briefly what we begin with. We have to be balanced. We have to create beautiful style. Now, of course, we go into the movement. So it's not good enough just to look good statically. Of course, we want to create beauty in the movement. Now, before I go into the figures, I'd like to talk about swing a little bit. So swing is very often used, or the word swing is very often used to describe what we're doing. Now, one of the popular descriptions that swing is a free movement around a fixed point. So for instance, pendulum swing of my arm. So imagine shoulder being fixed point and the arm is swinging around it. Now how we apply that in the dancing? We find it, I think we find it in many different places. So our parts of the body can swing. So if we take the legs, so leg action has a swing element in them. So the way I'm placing the foot from one position to another position is done in a free way. I'm talking about swing dancing. So let's imagine from the hip joint, the knee joint, and the ankle, the leg would be moving freely. Forward or backwards. So you can feel it as a part of the swing. The actions in the body, what we're doing, rotational or swaying, can be done in a swinging way too. So if we imagine the spine being fixed point and the shoulders and arms rotating freely around it. It can be done in a free way. Other swaying actions also can be done in a free way. What is different in swinging actions from non-swinging? So that there are changes of speed. So for instance, if we go to the first example when I was swinging my arm, if I time it differently, with a stop, so it's different timing, or even if I do this, so it's continuous movement, or you see there's no acceleration on the downward swing, so therefore it doesn't look like it's swinging freely. Same in the rotational movements, so I can do this way, and the swing. Can time different ways, and then create the illusion or the freedom in those movements. So we think that swing is the way we time different movements. So same movements, like the way we place our legs, the way we turn, the way we sway, can be timed so that the movements would look more controlled and not as free. And actually, if we talk in general, I think we try to achieve movement that would look as free as possible. So the way we swing the legs, the way we rotate the body, the way we sway, it should be done in the most free way, or in the way that would look most free. Now, also important, the way we swing our body weight across the floor. I think we can relate it to the swing too. And it's very important, I think, that we are shifting the weight with that element, with the element of swing. So if we take movement across the floor from 3 to 3, above music, 1, 2, 3. So from the highest point to the highest point, we would have lowering in between and same amount of progression, of course, depending on the figure. Now, if I think about the pendulum swing again, so it would start accelerating, if I take the arm as example, on the downward swing, and would reach the highest speed at the bottom, and then we decelerate on the upward swing. So we get dynamics, zoom, zoom, like this. Now, I would want to put that kind of dynamics in my body. as I move from 3 to 3. Now, if we take rise and fall in general, so most of you probably know that we commence to rise at the end of 1, continue 2, 3, and lower at the end of 3. So if we think we have much more time to produce the rising action than the falling action. So the end of 3 is lowering, and we start commencing to rise at the end of 1. So basically what we could say that for this action, the flexing action of the knee, the joints, the hip joints, the ankles, would have 1 bar at most. At the end of 3, 1 beat. Thank you. The end of 3, it's a half beat, and of course the joints would be flexing as we moving in the beginning of 1. So the flexing of the joints this way would take, if we take a time, about 1 beat. And then for the opposite action, the straightening action of the joints, we would have nearly 2 beats. If we commence the end of 1, continue 2, and 3. So the half beat of the 3 would still be rising or completing the rise. So this action is twice faster as the rising. Actually, if we do it correctly, it will give us the acceleration through the movement. So when we blend that lowering with a progression across the floor, we would get acceleration in the way we move the body, and then deceleration as we rise and close feet together. Now, hopefully, it is visible in our dancing when we dance. And I'd like to just to show that little group again, and we're concentrating now on the dynamics, the way we shift the weight across the floor, the way all the movements are being done. So as I said, in the most free possible way. Okay, first, no music. I'll just count and do it. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now, so when we're dancing half of natural turn or spin turn, progressive chassis, quick open reverse, double reverse spin, we have 1 bar for each of the figures that I just mentioned. And within that bar, we try to achieve that kind of dynamics in the body so that it is not being carried at the same speed or same pace, that there is an acceleration and deceleration, and as well as all other parts of the body when we do movements, rotational or swaying, or the way we place our feet in the positions, it's swinging really. Now, of course, when we have a situation like Haezburg 40, when we took 2 bars to complete that figure, of course that would change. So we'd have rise continuously for 2 bars of the music. So then, of course, it changes the dynamics of what I'm talking within the bar. But many, many figures that I dance, I would say majority, I'll try to put that swing into the body, into the legs, into the movements that I do. Okay, now try again to the music. Same combination. Okay,
now on this example, we just would like to dance to you one more time, and what we will do, we will time very nicely and correctly the same combination. But it's going to be, well, I wouldn't say even, it will still be beautiful, but we will try to take dynamic out of it. And hopefully we'll still make it look good, but we just want you to see the difference between one and another.
Thank you. Can I have music? Yeah.
I don't think it was necessarily bad. It's not competitive.
But we did not try to create the things that we were just discussing. So we did the first part, as we discussed, the hold. So we tried to create the most beautiful style, or the hold, as we imagine it. But then we didn't put that dynamics into the movement. Was it different? It was. So good.
Well, we're trying to do the first one, but sometimes the second one creeps up on us.
Yeah, so well, I'm glad it's noticeable. So in the second one, there was no acceleration through the lowering action. And therefore, the movement was more evenly paced.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that we're trying to create the same dynamic throughout the routine. So sometimes we will hold something or make something continuous by choice. So sometimes we will dance, let's say, the way we just did.
Like we did Hole 40, two bars rising continuously. And in general, if we have movement within the bar, which would be lowering at the end of 3 and then rising continuously to the other 3, so we'd like to put that dynamics into that movement. Now, let's go through the figures, break it down, and then I would like to ask you all to join us onto the floor and try to do this combination. So first of all, what we're doing, maybe open hold. So it's a natural spin turn, under turn in this case, progressive shafting, quick open reverse with a slip pivot ending, double reverse spin, over spin, into Hole 40, which we'll do in 2 bars. From there, outside spin, into the same foot lunge, and then reverse pivot into the left leg rondi for the man, and from there I will do overspin into the throwaway overswing. Okay? Let's count the timing. 1, 2, 4. No. And 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2 and 3, 4 and 2 and 3, 5, 2 and 3, 6, 2, 3, 7, 2, 3, 8, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 6, 2, 3. Okay? Now,
Who would you like to do this first?
please come onto the floor. Actually, my trainer told me that audience was very active. Yeah, this. There were a lot of questions and discussions. So both Katusha and I, we're very open for the questions.
We discuss stuff all the time.
Yeah. And if you feel like you have to ask something or discuss something, so don't hesitate, go ahead. Okay? Any questions so far?
For me, I can't understand a lot of color use and some better feeling for you.
Well, Arunas actually never did the thumb before.
Yes, but now.
So that would be my...
Yeah, the question was about the hold, the way we hold hands together. So you know that it's possible to connect it where we have thumb, like that, or like that. And, well, Katusha.
Well, as far as the hand hold, it's very personal. It's very hard to teach the person how to hold your spoon or knife and fork or the pen when you write. So it's basically, I think it depends on the comfortable level and preference. I don't necessarily think it's a certain style as such. Like Arunas never used to do it. I used to do it and I just feel comfortable more with it. We actually never discussed it. He just kind of went with me. But I wouldn't say, I think it's just personal preference. There's no right and wrong, and there's no, I think what's more important is the silhouette of the hold. So, you know, some people find it easier to balance the elbows around it, I suppose.
Well, I think in dancing we can always find things that we can accept as being right or wrong, and sometimes we can just find the other things being just preference of some people. And in this case, I'm sure you heard some people saying that that's the way to do it correctly, and of course the reasons that are given are very good. So I've heard, you know, things that I think explains the whole like this very well, and the reasons behind it that are good. On the other hand, I've heard people that explain the opposite, what they feel, you know, is better about that hold, and I can also agree on that. So I would say that particular thing, in our case, the way we look at it, would go into the category of things that would be preferences. So I would not say that one way is necessarily wrong or right. Okay? So let's just say that we prefer it that way. Okay? Now, let's go into the group if we don't have any other questions. Okay? So, natural spin turn.
Should we do it?
Yeah, I think we should spend, try it together, and we will discuss the points that are valuable, we think, in the steps that we're doing.
Anybody? Yeah, let's start that because we'll never give it to him.
Okay. So now, just let's swing natural spin turn. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
You have to stop screen. screaming in my ear.
Okay, sorry. Am I talking too loud? Am I shouting? Okay. Because Katusha said she needs earplugs. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
And the tone.
Yeah, so we're doing under 10 in this case. Now, once again, so what we want to achieve? We want to achieve that acceleration through the movement. So, in this case, we won't be lowering because we don't have rise to commence with. So we have our legs soft, then they will soften slightly more, or with legs slightly more on the preparation step. And now from here to here, I would feel like my body is accelerating in the movement and then decelerating as I'm closing feet together. Okay, once again. So let's try to produce that whoosh, as people call it sometimes. That for me creates a sound effect that I think is quite useful in this case to experience that swing, acceleration, and then hovering action. Okay? Once again. And 1, 2, 3. Same here. 2, 2, 3. Okay, now we also spoke about the other actions briefly, the rotational and the sway. Now, just look first and then we will do. Look the way I time the rotation and the sway. So on the preparation, winding up the body by turning to the left, and then turn to the right, and then we just sway as we step into the second step. Once again, have a look the way we'll time those actions. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more time. Wasn't a very good one.
We could have made it, but what's the point?
Yeah, wasn't.
All of you saw the mistake anyway.
And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3. So, when does the sway come into the movement when we do half natural? First 3 steps for the natural spin turn.
That's a question.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your fault because you said it differently.
Did I? Okay, so you asked.
No.
Well, the sways should be visible on 2. So as we swing into the second step, the sway is already there. Now, it increases slightly more as I'm closing my feet together. Now, the function of the body action is very important. So it counterbalances the movement. So the rotational movement in the body counterbalances the frontal movement of our weight across the floor. So it is difficult to fit well together if we move like this. And also, it would be difficult to make the amount of turn that we want to do in this figure if we don't have CBM, contra-body movement. So I think the function of the contra-body movement is counterbalancing the movement across the floor as well as initiate the turn like we do in this case. Have a look once again. And so we winding up so that the rotational movement is greater. And 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Okay, try to do that. First to back. Try.
Well,
Okay. That's my accent. We're not switching to Latin yet. I think we still have some work to do on bottom. Okay, and So first of all, first 1, 2, 3 will be for the preparation step. Once again, sorry, once again. And preparation step. 1, 2, 3, and now starts. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Now, another question.
Which requires an answer, yeah?
Which requires an answer. Do we sway on the spinton in this combination?
I'm following you. So.
So let's do it and tell me if I'm swaying or not. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Is it so unclear? Actually, maybe not so clear.
Maybe not.
Now, in this case, on the spinton, as I do it here, I don't really put the same amount of sway like I do, for instance, in the first 3 steps of the natural spinton. Actually, I think of my body being straight and making a turn, and now I just think of moving my head weight as well as the whole weight of the body to the next direction where I'm going to move the progressive chassis. So I create this shape, but it's not that kind of sway. So actually, I think we're not really trying to produce swaying movement or big swaying movement on the spinton part. Okay, have a look just the spin. One, 2, 3.
Now, if we decide to have a sway, or Arunas decide to have a sway, he would do it more.
Now compare this to this one. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know what?
This guy out here.
The other thing that I think is important to stress if we talk about the movement, that all the movements that happen in the body should be in harmony together. So the shift of the weight across the floor, the rotational movements in the body, the swaying movements, they fit in harmony together. So in a way, I feel when I dance that the amount of sway is usually determined by the swing and the rotational movements and also amount of the turn that are in the figure. So it's not on its own. It's a part of the whole movement that we create, and I feel it fits in harmony. So for instance, spin there, I did not need, that's the way I felt, to have a great sway. So it was more rotational at this point, and then that was enough to counterbalance the movement that I had. Okay, so we'll connect those two bars together, have a look, and then you try. One, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Try. Everyone? Okay, and 1, 2.
What was the preparation?
Okay, once again, preparation, 1, 2, 3, and then we start swinging natural spin on the other one. Okay, ready, and 1.
Preparation step on the 1, 2, 3.
Actually, we
How do you
should
say
change
it?
it. 4, 5, 6. Let's say 4, 5, 6 for the preparation step, and then we will swing into the natural spin. Okay. Ready on 4, 5,
Yeah.
6. Okay, we have agreement now. And ready, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Very good. Very good. Okay.
So let's go into chassis.
Now, let's go into the progressive chassis. From here. Now, the major thing that we concentrate now, of course, the dynamics. So acceleration through the loading and deceleration away through the ride. So same would be here in the progressive chassis. And 1, 2, and 3. Once again. One, 2, and 3. Now, when we have syncopated timing in the figure, like we have here, so the timing for the figure is 1, 2, and 3. So we have 4 steps to the 3 beats that we have in the bar. It does not change the dynamics the way I release and shift the weight across the floor. Because sometimes, again, if I time it differently, now have a look what can happen. 1, 2, and 3. So we don't connect the way we shift. We should not connect the way we shift the weight across the floor to amount of the steps. Actually, through my lowering, the flexing of the joints and then rising, I will still create that kind of dynamics in the body, the way the body moves across the floor. And the foot pattern, the way I place the steps, would not change my flexing action underneath when I lower as well as when I rise. So I still have, hopefully have beautiful swing across the floor. Have a look. And 1, 2, and 3. Now in this case, we don't sway. So progressive chassis does not have sway. Of course, as an advanced dancers, we can put sometimes sway onto the figures that normally don't have sway. But in this case, we stick to the basic way of doing it without the sway. So I don't sway in the progressive chassis here. And 1, 2, and 3. Okay? And let's do a quick open reverse with a slip pivot after. The timing is 1, and 2, and 3. Once again. And 1, and 2, and 3. Also, on the same subject, the swing across the floor is important. So I do create acceleration, deceleration. I try to shift my weight across the floor. And we will have, or won't we? Question again, Katusha. You can answer. Do we have sway in the quick open?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm doing what you're doing.
Good answer. So the ladies, of course,
If you ask
should.
me,
Yeah.
I think so. I
Okay.
think you do have swing.
So the sway is there. So we sway left, and then on the slip pivot, we will become straight again. Now just try the progressive chassis and the quick open reverse turn with the slip pivot ending. And 1, 2, and 3. 1, and 2, and 3. Okay, not bad. Now, very good, very good.
Let's try to do it again and maybe try to finish pacing like that.
Okay. Actually, another question. Now, because I just noticed some of the ladies opened their head, some of the ladies kept close. And we actually, just let's do it and I'll comment on this. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. So as you see, Katusha is aligned the head to turn to her right when she does quick open reverse turn. It is possible to do both ways. Well, in this place we feel like the sway is...
I feel that Arunas' sway is strong enough for me to open the head. But if he, for whatever reason, would sway less, then I'll keep it closed. But when, let's say, the girl keeps the head closed, but the man is swaying, that looks out of harmony. Therefore, it's not really right. Or vice versa, when the man is not hardly doing any sway and the girl opening the head, that looks wrong as well.
In general, when the sway is big enough, it would require the head to react to the sway. So in many places, if I sway, and let's say to the right foot moves down, so the head is turning towards the side, to the right, or if it's left, then to the left. So that's a kind of counterbalance that we feel is happening in the body.
And as a girl, I would obviously follow that. So sometimes, if we dance, sometimes the shape is completely different that we even talk about, because Arunas would lead something else. Quite often, actually.
And 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Let's try all together.
So we're going to try to sway now.
Ready? So we up and 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Stop. Okay. Now. Okay.
Quick open reverse is different energy. So you decelerate or you accelerate at the end, 1, 2, and 3 end.
You can do that.
1 and 2.
1, 2, and 3 end.
1, 2, and 3 and 2 different times. 1, 2, and 3 and.
Yeah, actually, funnily enough, I just had a couple for a lesson, and that's the timing they use. So the question was, we can actually do the quick open reverse with the various timing, which is, when you get the syncopation step, it's really, you can put the syncopation any way you want, as long as you dance it clearly. And so that's not really but if you would do it 1, 2,
1, 2, and 3 and.
And 3 and, then you can do it, but obviously this would be, do you want to dance?
I think, let me just say something. So if we think like timing-wise, the way we play it, so of course we can put syncopation, or if we say what is syncopation, so let's say we have 2 beats, we do 3 steps, so then the beat could be split in half-half and full beat, or full half-half, so depending where we put the and count. Now, it's so that we're not confusing what I'm talking, so I'm not talking that the timing or the way we syncopate is changing the acceleration to the lowering and the rise. So for instance, if I talk, even if I did the timing 1, 2, and 3, and, so in my joints, the knees, the hips, and the ankles, through the lowering and through rise, I would still have the same acceleration as I move down and deceleration as I move up. So the steps would be timed differently as I make them. But I don't think in that sense, down and up, I would change the way I accelerate and decelerate. Now, the other thing, if I talk about the energy and the fast timing of the steps at the end, it would make me feel double reverse spin entry in a way easier if we accelerate there and then to connect to the first step of the double reverse spin. So people use that, and I've heard actually, that especially if we have combination quick open reverse with a slip pivot ending to the double reverse spin, quite useful timing is to do 1, 2, and 3, and 1 into the double reverse spin. And we could do that. Just let's try to do it. So let's time it 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3. But I don't think I changed that and that.
I would say I still feel the weight release.
Yeah.
That's how we practice. We talk over each other all the time. But I would say I still feel the weight release. The timing is different, and I think it's what's important in this case, in both cases, to clearly show the timing you're dancing. Because it's a preference of the teacher, but unfortunately it gets so bland most of the time that people can really see if you're dancing 1N or 1, 2, and 3N. I think that's and actually, when we would discuss a little bit of the energy difference, we were going to, towards the end of the lecture, we were going to do a double reverse group where we do 3 double reverses, but we're trying to use the different energy in every one of them. So it's just something to, I would say, bring up the artistry, when you dance. I think it does, but in here.
Okay, let's do it 2 ways actually.
Why don't we do it with
to
music?
The music, because
yeah.
I think without the music it's more difficult to see.
Because we have a double reverse, we have quite a syncopating figure going in, so we feel that we want to hover more, we want to do acceleration here, deceleration before the double reverse.
If we think about the steps,
as far as why we choose that timing.
Yeah. Well, actually both felt okay to me, I just had to be aware of the timing.
Well, now not only I'm going to have a difference in shape of the competition, I'm going to have a difference in timing. Thanks, guys.
Well, both times I still think timed in a way the same. My lowering action, the way I was flexing and then rising in spite that the steps were placed differently here, timing-wise, to the music. I think this action was going through continuously. It did not change this one, the rising action, so much. Yeah, in the steps, I think it's... Yeah, I think you could say so, yeah. So I would do 1 and 2, hold on, wrong step. 1 and 2 and 3, 1. Yeah. The 10, if we talk about the 10,
I don't feel so much acceleration in the turn in both cases. I would say it's more body weight shift other than...
Well, the 10 is connected to the steps, of course, let's just take the 10. So, if when I'm starting the quick open reverse, so in this case, because we're connecting it to the progressive chassis or from the progressive chassis, so it starts with the right foot. Now, of course, because we're stepping outside partner, we have CBMP position. And so what happens in this case, because we are supporting bodies towards each other, so we have different direction. We're moving diagonal to the center, but the body is facing LOD for the lady backing LOD. Now, at the end of this step, we get in line with the movement. So the body turns slightly or gets in line. So it's facing now there into the center also. Now we continue moving diagonal to the center, and the body turns about another 8 here. So between second and third step. Now here again we have outside partner, the lady steps outside partner. So in this case we're moving back LOD. The body in my case, because I'm supporting my body or facing with my body towards the partner, trying to support body line towards her. So I have my body backing diagonal to the wall, lady facing. So you see there's slightly difference the way we hold the body and the way we make the steps, or where the steps are going. And now I get in line again here as I'm doing slip, and now of course we do pivot, and it's a half turn. So you know the amount of turn is depending on the step. So you see, so the time, of course, the timing, the way I make the step would change the way I turn, because it is related to the step that I'm making. So I wouldn't be turning more or less just because I want to do that. It's just because of the position and the amount of turn that I make in the figure. So if I put syncopation one hand, so of course the rotation comes earlier. If it's 1, 2, so it feels slightly coming later. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. Now let's
Stop screaming.
Sorry. Martina asked me to talk loud so that everyone can hear. Blame Katusha, blame Martina.
Okay.
Okay, let's do progressive chassis and quick open reverse turn with the slip pivot. And
Let's do 4, 5, 6 now.
actually, Katusha interrupted me and I didn't do what I wanted to do. Okay, let's prepare like we did 4, 5, 6, and then 1 will swing into the progressive chassis. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, and 3, 1, and 2, and 3, stop. Okay, now we came to the double reverse spin, over spin.
That's the fun part.
Now, okay, just before we do once again, so we just listen about this. So, okay. Double reverse spin, over spin. So the lady has got a heel turn. So the man should provide the lead that would make it possible for the lady to do heel turn beautifully. So what do you think is most important, or what aspects are important there to create that? The possibility for the lady to do beautiful heel turn.
That was quick.
Yeah. You should finish. Question mark. So rise and turn. Very good. So slightly earlier rise stops the progression, and also turn that we make, the way we time the turn, would enable the lady to do the heel turn beautifully. So first of all, if we just take the structure, the step, so there's no frontal progression through the lady after the first step, because if I keep moving through the foot like this, of course that makes the lady to move past that foot and would be difficult to close the feet. So if I do something like this and then try to make the turn,
But I'll still close.
she would make it, but it would be a difficult work. Now, what I'm trying to do, so the progression is changing. So I'm moving forward here, but now I'm aware that after the first step, the movement is around that fixed point. The right leg or the lady becomes the fixed point around which the rotation is happening. And then I would become the center of the tent, my right foot, and then the lady would move around. So we have actually two centers. First, the lady's right foot, she creates a heel turn on there, and then my right foot, and I create collection action with my feet on that part. So have a look. And 1, 2, and 30. Once again. So connect. 1, 2, and 3. 1. Just try. Just double reverse spin. Everyone? Double reverse spin over. Yes, sorry. Have to be precise. That's right. And 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, another thing that we experience here is that force that starts pulling us away from each other slightly. Do you experience that?
Question mark.
Yeah.
What?
So, do you experience that there is a force when it starts pulling us away from each other?
Do you feel the pull?
Do you feel the pull or no?
No, not very, because, yeah.
Centrifugal force is there. Actually, I feel
Well, if you don't feel the pull, you like it.
if the forces are not working on you. Now, I actually feel that the centrifugal force, not only in this case because we don't do so many, when we take another example, when we do a couple of double reverse spins, over spins, and with a reverse pivot, then we feel it even greater. But it helps to maintain the speed. So actually, I'm not trying to reduce it in a way by holding it tighter. I'm allowing that force to affect us. So I feel the pull going through into my arm. But actually, that creates even greater speed because I feel that the sock is expanding through that. So have a look. If I will connect it from the quick open reverse with a slip pivot into the double reverse spin over spin. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. 1. Whoa. Okay. Once again from here. And 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. 1. Okay. So actually, I don't think it's very visible, but I feel that I'm letting the arm to take that pull, and that will actually help the rotation. I'm not trying to keep it tighter or grab the lady towards me. So I'm not releasing the hand, but I'm aware that that pulls, and I'm actually letting the top expand slightly. Just try it and be aware of it.
From quick open.
Let's do it from the quick open reverse so we get slight momentum into the double reverse spin over. And 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. Stop. One more time. Then, of course, we're not trying to sway on the double reverse spin. I'm aware that my head is stretching to the left, so I'm not trying to drop the side. So both sides are long. I'm thinking about the rotation.
Okay, one more time.
Okay, one more time. And 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. 1.
See, they're going into the hover.
Okay, let's go into the hover quarter from there. Now, in this case, hover quarter. So we'll have two bars to produce that figure. So we'll extend it, take more time, and we will do the rise even slower. So timing it so that, through the 2 bars, I would be rising slowly, rotating slowly, and increasing the sway slowly. So I won't stop. So all the movements, of course, because we have more time, will be much slower pace, but they will be done continuously. So let's just do 2 bars on that hover quarter. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Okay? Now, so what you hopefully could see, so there was no stop in the body action. There was no stop through the rise. We were developing that shape continuously, and we chose it as a style to make it slowly through 2 bars. Okay? And the ladies' feet should brush throughout the time, so also feeling the music or the time that we have beautifully. So in harmony, the shaping, the rising, the brushing of the foot towards the other foot. Let's just try everyone together. And ready? We'll say 4, 5, 6. Hover rotate. Yeah. And 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Okay. One more time. Was perfect. Once again.
Discussions going on.
Yeah, we hear discussion, so let's discuss together. And 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Okay, now some men, have a look at my head. Have a look at my head, the way it is reacting actually to the shape that is happening. So if I see and I notice, start with this 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, which is good presentation, but I think the more balanced shape would be this way if I had this amount of sway. So have a look, my head would be turning slightly to the right in harmony with the rotation and sway that I produce in my body. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, and stop. Try that. And 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to the outside spin from there. So in this case, I'm leading lady to step around me outside part. So my action, to lead that would be lowering, of course, and rotating the body. So that would lead the lady to go around. And 1, 2, 3. Once again, from hover quarter. And 1, 2, 3. Just try that.
No, these steps are not very progressive, so keep them tighter.
After hover. Okay, you want to do both?
Yeah.
Let's do from the hover quarter into the outside spin. And 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Into centered lines. Pretty good, pretty good. And okay, let's also look at the way the bodies, especially have a look at the upper part, the shoulders, how parallel they are maintained. So there are no changes in the angles in the shoulders so much. Actually, what I'm trying to be aware to all the places here when I'm changing the angles in the hips actually, and then where positions are changing, that I'm maintaining the upper part, the shoulder lines, as parallel to each other as possible. Have a look. So from the hover quarter into the outside spin and same line. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. If I do this.
Arunas just came up with a new step.
Okay. Now, so you see, I think it's especially for the lady when going into the same foot lunge, it's easy to take the shoulders with the hips. And in this case, there's a coordination of the movement where the lower part of the body would be turning, where you see the shoulders turning left. The head and the hips basically turn, and then we have the hips in the position where my hips are square like this, and the lady's hips are at the angle, nearly 90 degrees angle. The shoulders are more parallel to each other. And there. So, see, the body is flexible, and we should not, in a way, to make it too much of one piece. So, in certain cases, like in this case, the lower part would be turning more under the shoulders, or sometimes the opposite, the upper part of the body would be over-rotating in relationship to the hips. So just be aware of the parallel shoulder line and the change of shoulders under it. Okay? Try it from the hover quarter. Let's try all together.
Going into the hinge.
And 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Yes, the same for lunge. In this case, with a sway to the left, we do this one. Like this. Okay, and from there, we come to the telemark into the throwaway over.
No, the leg hook.
Oh, sorry, forgot.
I wish it
Forgot
was the case. But it's not.
what I prepared. Actually, yeah. So reverse into my leg round into the over.
See, he keeps trying to skip that.
No, actually, I like that one. I feel like I become the center of attention there. And 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
What?
Okay.
Oh no, you guys been picking up the steps so fast. We expect you to do it straight away.
So from that same foot lunge, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think I messed up the timing. So once again, remind me the time.
You're right.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think we did one by 1, 2, 3. I need the music to check actually.
Can we have a music,
Can I
please?
have the music?
Let's go from
For the whole course. I'll do it from the hover court. Okay. So from here, what was happening? 1, 2, 3. I did 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then from here into the throwaway. 1, 2, 3. Okay?
Let's do it slowly.
Slowly. Open hold. Try all together from the same foot lunge. Now what happens here? So in this case, I'm sign transfer weight, and then going to the rotation, the turn. Yes? Now from here, again, back with the turn, so the step is curving slightly, and then going to the rondi. Now cross behind. Now in this case, we're not going to do continuous swing, but there's a moment when from here the body is changing so that the lady is in the wing position, and then I'm in the position where I'm crossing leg behind, and then untwist from there, getting to the closed position, and then we do overspin together. Overspin to the left and throw away from there. So once again, just look at the way the steps are fitting together. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Clear?
Uh-oh.
Try that. So from that now. So we go 1, 2, the rondi, 3, 1, 2, 30. So we spin and then to throw 1, 2, 30.
One more.
Once again, so I'll count continuously, so it will flow more naturally into that. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 30, and exit 1, 2, 30. Okay? Okay. Now, so we go 1, 2, the rondi, 3, 1, 2, 30. So we spin and then to throw 1, 2, 30.
One more.
Once again, so I'll count continuously, so it will flow more naturally into that. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 30, and exit 1, 2, 30. Okay? Now, you want to take it from the whole aquatic, connect everything.
Let's see.
Yeah, I want to have a look how it's happening. And 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Yeah, that's good. You want to try it to the music? From the whole aquatic festival. Ready? 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, outside again. 6, 5. 1, 2, throw away. And exit. 1. Now, let's try from the very beginning to the music.
Any questions before?
Any questions before? Okay. Okay. We have requests.
Yes, yeah. It would be, I wouldn't call it, well, it is the same, let's say it's a version of the same foot lunge, yeah, but it's a right hinge.
How is it called? Inverted hinge?
Right.
Right hinge?
Yeah.
Okay.
See?
Okay, can have music so we dance once and then you all try as well.
Where we go from?
I think your mic is louder. Yeah?
I don't know. Where we go from the beginning?
From the beginning. We go from the beginning. Repetition of the same figure can enhance the effect of that figure.
Repeat that again because it was sitting there.
I'll repeat that again by request from Katusha.
Because I know what you're talking about and I didn't understand anything.
Well, I said sometimes repetition, repeating the same figure, can enhance the effect of that figure. So, for instance, in this combination, we have double reverse spin over spin. What we would like to do now, we would like to do actually 2 extra double reverse spins with our overspin, and to connect them, we will do reverse pivot in between. Now, so if we take, that's the same combination, just instead of 1 double reverse spin, we will do 3 double reverse spins, overspins, and then the reverse pivot to connect them. And 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, and 1 and 2 and 3, and 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Okay, once again. One and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, and 1 and 2, 3, and 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Okay. Now, can't have music. We have the whole combination from the beginning. Now, we mentioned the centrifugal force, and that is
We definitely feel one there.
definitely felt there when we do 3 double reverse spins over spins. And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to maintain the pull without gripping extra or trying to reduce the space through all those 3 passes when I'm doing double reverse spins over spins, and then of course reverse pivot at the very end to connect them. So in field between us, we have stillness in a way. I think the worst thing we can do is to start panicking and put on what it feels tighter hold and decreasing the space. In a way that would slow me down and would make it worse because I won't have the acceleration through the rotation, and then I actually would feel the weight of the lady much more in the arm. So I'm allowing that pull, centrifugal pull, to help my rotation. So actually what I'm experiencing, that force that is pulling, it's away from each other, in a way it's helping us to maintain the rotational speed. One thing that is also important, that we maintain good body lines. So I think sometimes what goes wrong is when the body line breaks. It's important that both man and lady are very strong through the central part of the body. So the pull is working through the whole body. I'm not letting my hips to go push at the lady, and then the top would feel even heavy. So in a way, what I'm feeling that I'm pulling in the front, and we get that pull through the whole body. So not just the shoulders, but here as well. Of course we are touching, but I'm thinking of that idea that helps me to maintain the speed without breaking down and having the weight literally hanging into the leg. So I have the pull, but not the weight of the upper body going down to my arm. So let's just do that once again, and hopefully you can see what I mean. Run the quick open. One and two and three. 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Okay, so the pull is constantly there. I didn't have breaks in my arms in the middle. And also,
Arunas, I really don't want to stop you, but the time is over.
You don't know him, he won.
If he's speaking, he's never stopping. So, but I think we all would like to see a little bit of Waltz from you, and that would be great.
Shut up.
No, not shut up.
I like the Russian word, shut up. Now, so just before we finish this section, summarize quickly. So the swing is important, obviously, and try to put that into my movements, into the actions. So the way I turn, the way I sway, the way I move the legs is free as possible. Now, of course, the shift of the weight, and that means acceleration and deceleration. So being correct in the rise and fall will allow you to produce that. And then finally, that we just touched on, using the pull to our advantage, the pull of the centrifugal force that is happening through the rotation in order to maintain and achieve that great speed.
And using a double up action to make the choreography a little bit more interesting for people to see. So we will do our waltz now, and you will see some pieces we taught you in a different amalgamation, not exactly the way we just did. And I think twice we used the double up.